Saving money on a low income. Money saving tips. Saving on a low income can be really difficult. You really need to be resourceful. You have to do differently in order to save money. Saving $25,000 at the age of 22 may seem impossible, especially when the salary is considerably below the median pay. However, this is possible for almost everyone, but of course, it would be difficult. If you are watching this, then it's possible that you hate your job right now, maybe because you're not getting paid enough. Well, I think almost everyone relates to that. But working on a job you don't love can actually be a good thing. You can take it as a motivation to not give up and to take a step forward. I know someone who used to be cleaning office buildings, but he never really learned any useful skills. But he took advantage of it. Whenever he's driving to and from buildings, he's listening to hundreds of hours of audiobooks, podcasts, and even YouTube videos that eventually make him tens of thousands of dollars. He studied finances, learned new and useful skills, and he also studied himself, all while driving in his car. From there, he started to read books about finances and have a growth mindset, which paved the way for saving money despite having a low income. So yes, it is possible. If you want to know how to save money at a low income, then keep on watching. The first step in saving money was, of course, cutting his expenses. If you're not earning that much and you don't really learn any useful skills from your job, then start saving by cutting your spending and setting up an emergency fund. In case you got in an accident, had a flat tire, or any unforeseen events happened, you would have the money to pay for those and not wound in a bad debt. So, how can you do that? You can do house organizing, and by that, understanding that housing is the biggest expense, which normally is 50% of your income. It is important to understand first what takes half of your income before you worry about cutting out Starbucks in your expenses. And yes, that is also important. What you need to do is called rent hacking, which comes before house hacking. Rent hacking is the practice of renting a space that is a little bit larger than you actually require. A 3 to 4 bedroom apartment or house would be rented out if maybe you're a single person or a couple. You would just have to rent one bedroom while renting out the other bedrooms to others to pay your bills. Suddenly, your savings rate is 50%. You can save tens of thousands of dollars if you do it for 1 to 3 years. Yes, you have to sacrifice living with other people, but it's only temporary. Also, you're saving tens of thousands of dollars, so unless you can find another method to make tens of thousands of dollars, it's the quickest way to have a significant difference. On the other hand, if you have a family, this may be a little more challenging and you may need to engage in a strategy called geo-arbitrage, in which you relocate to a less attractive neighborhood in your city since it is more affordable. Again, this is only temporary situation. You might have to move temporarily if it can let you save 20% to 50% on housing. You might also think about subletting the other side of a duplex or renting a place with attached in-law apartment. When it comes to housing, there are many possibilities available and getting started doesn't cost much. The following point to keep in mind is that it begins with actions. Many of us may watch videos, motivate ourselves, and read books, but none of that matters unless we actually do something about it. So, think about it for a few seconds. What can you do to save at least $5 a day or starting tomorrow? Which one of your expenses can you eliminate? Should you bring your own meals to work instead of eating out? Can you make your own coffee at home instead of ordering daily from Starbucks? Can you find some cheap recipes to create a dinner for only $2? What are some small things you can do every day to save money? Then, you have to actually do something about them. Currently, what the majority of people do is make up various excuses for why they can't save money. The most common excuse is having kids. Others could be because of their partner, the place they reside, your work, their income, taxes, or the government. It can be anything under the sun. But instead of turning off your brain and telling yourself, I can do it, I'm going to live my life in this way, I've always lived like this, or this is how things will be, you need to turn on your brain and ask yourself, how can I do this? What expenses can I cut out? Or what can I do to earn more money? Don't underestimate your brain power. Ensure that it remains on. It's also crucial to keep in mind that you cannot have everything. You can't order pizza every day, go out to bars on the weekends, go out to dinner and drink every night, have a shopping addiction, and have 27 pairs of shoes and a sweater for each day of the month. We cannot have both money and all of these material possessions. In addition, happiness cannot be purchased in a store. There have been studies done on this, and they show that going shopping doesn't actually provide a dopamine rush. It comes from the anticipation of making a purchase. However, you can truly find happiness by lowering your stress levels and refusing to worry about whether or not your boss is a terrible boss and yells at you often. Eventually, you can break free of it and do something you adore doing each and every day, as Gabe has been able to accomplish. The person that I talked about earlier who was cleaning office buildings was able to quit that job and work a few days a week doing something he really enjoys. Stress relief and more time to concentrate on the things you care about are actually what increase your level of happiness. It's never the things or money you spend, it's the time you've reclaimed for yourself. People making $50,000 per year and $500,000 per year can be in the same situation. It doesn't matter how much money you make. What matters is how much money you keep. So, you should concentrate on your top 3 expenses when saving money. Most people's 3 major expenditures are housing, transportation, and food. As previously said, you might consider rent hacking. You can save money on transportation by either biking or driving a slightly used car. When you consider the average expense of car ownership, it is simply absurd. Just imagine how much money you can save by biking or using a second-hand car, or even using just one. Once all the costs associated with traveling to work are taken into account, it may really be more economical to stay at home with one car than to commute. When it comes to food, you can locate a cheap grocery store, prepare meals at home, make a meal plan, eat healthily, or bring your own food and water. All these minor expenses that, if eliminated from your budget, would have a great influence. If you want to save $10,000 annually, you just need to earn or save $27.40 every day. When you combine all of these minor expenses, you can actually achieve that. However, there is a limit to how much you can save before you are forced to start working more hours. Over the span of 3 years, the person I know worked 3 or 4 different side jobs, most of them simultaneously. He had different jobs in the morning, in the evening, and during weekends. He also tried various other random endeavors that didn't really work out while also working as a real estate agent. After making all the necessary cuts, he occasionally needed to increase his income, but only for a short period of time to allow him to accumulate enough savings. He tried rent hacking, where he bought a triplex with a 3.5% down loan. He lived in one unit and rented the others out. Then, he was able to live for free and save the money, where he used to buy the next house, then the next one, and then the next one, which led him to where he is now, living their jobs together with his wife. All of that happened in a span of 6 years. Therefore, it's crucial to keep in mind that the sacrifices we'll be making are just temporary. You don't need to practice extreme frugality forever. You don't have to remain in a rough part of town forever. But if you do nothing, nothing will happen. You might want to check out our latest video, or you can also check out this playlist. Don't forget to like, comment, and share this video. Subscribe if you haven't already. This is The Financial Fortune, and thank you for watching.